Hello and welcome back to the Entertainment Vortex and our new episode of Pop Culture News. Of course, where we show you all things Funko Pop from the last week. We have quite a bit to talk about, so we're just going to jump right into it. So first off, we're going to talk about the things that are out now that have just recently been released. And there's a handful of them. We don't talk about everything, just the really big releases.
Typically, they're things that we've already talked about in previous episodes, things that we've been really excited about, or things that we've seen that everybody else is super excited about. So it's a section that we feel like is important to have on the show. The
first thing we have out now is going to be the Thanos on the throne. This is a larger piece. It is actually, the theme for it is Marvel's first 10 years. And you're gonna see it again a little later. Hint, hint. Next up on the list is a Cuphead exclusive. It has it's the Cuphead where he has kind of his brains coming out, the liquid coming out of his head. This one's exclusive to Walmart. And next up on the list is going to be a special Spider-Man figure exclusive to Walgreens. It's the one where he has the 6 physical full arms. We had showed that on a previous episode. That is now available if you can catch it at Walgreens.
So the final 3 that are going to be on our Out Now list are Tommy Boy, the exclusive one that was, I believe, a Target exclusive, is out now and available with the torn jacket. It's not a chase, surprisingly, but it was one that as soon as my wife saw the episode, she was like, I need to have this. Please get it for me. And then another one for you Stranger Things fans out there. The exclusive Bob in his vampire costume. That one is also available now. That one is a GameStop exclusive. And then finally, the biggest section that's out now. It was supposed to be like a summer release, but a lot of them are currently out in the wild. Incredibles 2. Now, with the movie coming out this summer, they've been kind of hotly anticipating the release of these pops, and a lot of them look super cool. There are a bunch of chases in there. You have different villains that are going to be new to this film, I'm assuming, and I'm really excited to collect as many of these as I can. I don't need to see the movie to know that this is probably going to be great. The first Incredibles film is my favorite Pixar film, so I imagine that the second one will be more of the same for me.
So now we're going to get into the new announcement territory. These were all the things that were announced in the last week or so, and then of course when they're saying they're coming out, the tentative release dates. First on the list is going to be an 8-bit Xenomorph. It's multicolored, it's got like 3 colors on it, it's an Entertainment Earth exclusive. Pretty cool looking. It's actually available now on their website.
Yeah, as you've seen in one of our previous episodes, I picked up the regular 8-bit Xenomorph. I want all of the ones in this collection. This one looks absolutely incredible. I still really want the one with all the goo. That one's the one that I'm after. But this one would be a cool one to add to my collection. I may end up looking into picking it up here within the next week or so if it's still available.
Cool. Not really my thing, but I could definitely see why people would want this. It looks very cool, especially with the 3 color scheme on it.
So next up on the list is going to be, it's currently marked as available soon. This one is a specialty series from Disney's Gargoyles. It's Hudson. Now, I don't remember a whole lot about the characters. This is one of those shows that I really enjoyed as a kid, but it just is lost in the ether of childhood. It looks really cool. I hope they do a full line of these, because I would be really excited to see which characters they end up picking to be in the line, because that would be super interesting to me. But this character looks great. Like I said, I loved the show as a kid. I just don't know if I'm going to be specifically hunting for this one.
Yeah, I'm a little bit older. This show kind of didn't hit me at all as a child. I was in that sweet spot where I wasn't really watching this kind of stuff when it came out. I do understand that it was like Shakespeare the Animated Series with gargoyles. Sounds pretty cool. It sounds like something I'd want to go back and check out now, but because I don't have any nostalgia associated, I'm not going to pick it up. I'm glad they're making them, though, because I know a lot of people are big fans are going to want to pick these up. So next up on the list should come as no surprise to anybody. It's the second wave of Avenger Infinity War pieces. These are the spoiler wave. So before we put it up on screen, if you don't want anything spoiled, if you haven't seen it yet, skip ahead a good 30 seconds or so. But each one of these figures is giving away something that happened in the movie. And every one of them's awesome. I want every freaking one of them. Super, super cool. The Hulk in the Hulkbuster suit, I don't know if that's supposed to be like something they cut or just this could have happened because it didn't happen in the movie. But it looks super cool, though. That's an awesome figure. If I see any of these, I will pick them up. How about you?
I want all of them. I love the movie. Check out our review if you want to find out more. If you've seen the movie, check out our spoiler review. I know it's a little lengthy, but we got into a pretty good discussion about the film and what we really enjoyed about it. These figures are a perfect encapsulation of that. I love the fact that they brought Red Skull back, and that he now has his own pop. I'm super stoked about that. They have Cap with his shield gauntlet things. I'm all about that. Yeah, I wonder if there was a scene that we didn't get where Hulk actually busts out of the suit, but it's super interesting. And even if that is the thing, like, and it was something that was cut out of the movie, that may make this pop worth a lot of money down the line, because it may be kind of like a mistake almost. So, I mean, if you can get a hold of this, I would suggest to pick it up, regardless of your fandom, just in case.
Yeah.
So next on the list is another one that's listed as coming soon. It's another specialty series. It's going to be Black Phillip from The Witch. So it's black goat figure. For those of you who have seen The Witch, who are into horror films like I am, this movie was a complete and total, just ridiculous, mind-bending journey. And I feel like it's definitely not something that Nick is inclined to at all. But I really enjoyed this movie a lot. The character looks super cool. I mean, it's essentially just like an evil-looking goat with an apple at its feet. But as you can see on screen, it looks absolutely stunning. I don't have to ask you what you think about it.
It's not my thing. I'm not a horror movie fan, but it sounds like the movie was really cool, and I'm glad that some of the more obscure films are getting stuff like this. It's good. That's good. I want this to hit every fandom it possibly can. So that every fan can get a hold of the pop that they want. So next up on the list is going to be a series for the video game Dota 2. Now, Dota 2, of course, being a MOBA made by Valve. It says that these pops are coming this summer. It's kind of vague, so we'll probably get something more concrete when we get a little closer, but these are super cool. If you're a fan of that MOBA, if that's your poison of choice when it comes to video games, this is definitely going to be something you're excited about. Plus, these characters are going to show up in a new game coming soon because Valve is making a card game based around the MOBA concept that looks really good, that they actually got the creator of Magic the Gathering, Richard Garfield, to create with them. So these characters, I think we're going to see a lot more of them in the near future, which is good. They are good characters. So what do you think? Have you ever played Dota 2?
Dota 2 is way out of my wheelhouse when it comes to MOBAs. As far into mainstream MOBAs as I will move is probably Heroes of the Storm, partially because I'm a big Blizzard fanboy and I love all of those characters. And it's definitely not as toxic a community as you see in League of Legends or in Dota 2, because I'm not out there to get called a scrub and get told to, like, go jump off a cliff or whatever.
Get good, noob.
Yeah, not for me. Heroes of the Storm is a little more streamlined, so I prefer that. But these characters look absolutely fantastic. Yeah, go out and grab them if you want. I know that Dota 2 is a very, very popular property, so snatch them while you can. I imagine that they'll probably fly off the shelves for a little while.
Yeah, it has one of the largest prize pools in esports history. Dota 2 does every year. Good stuff. I like more video game franchises coming in, and I like them not just being the typical, Halo figures and stuff like that. I like them getting into the more big games, but yet obscure when you really think about it. That's super cool.
So next up on the list is going to be another summer release. This one is going to be for Ant-Man and the Wasp. Now, this movie is hotly anticipated now that Infinity War has passed us, because people want to know, where is this set on the timeline? Is this before? Is this after? Is it somewhat kind of during? But I'm really excited to see this movie. These pops look absolutely fantastic. There's a standard and a chase for both of them, and then there's also, I believe it's going to end up being the villain. There's one for that as well. And I think there are also a couple of the smaller keychain forms, but I really want to see if I can hunt down the chases with them without their helmets. That would be pretty awesome for my collection, as I love getting anything Marvel. How about you?
Just like the figure for the villain from the Incredibles film, the Screenslaver, which I picked up, I really love the look of the villain from this upcoming movie. I don't know anything about them. I don't even know if it's a guy or a girl. Not that it really matters. But I know nothing about that villain. But it looks so amazing, I'm going to grab the pop if I see it. That's a good sign. If you know nothing about it and just the looks makes you want to see the movie more, that's always good. So I'll pick up the chases if I see them. I'll definitely get the villain. I'm not entirely sure if I'll get the standard Ant-Man and Wasp, but we'll see if I need to fill in a 3 for 27 or something down the line. So next up on the list is going to be a 2-pack. It is Black Bolt and Lockjaw. This is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. We will, of course, see it come at that time. This means we're starting to get the news of what's coming from that convention. And if you have been collecting pops for any length of time, you know that that is a big time to be a collector. That a lot of pops are going to be announced for SDCC. So we will, I'm sure, have an entire episode dedicated just to those announcements when they come, so stay tuned for that. This specific one I'm not really going to pick up unless I happen to stumble across it. I do like the character of Black Bolt. The idea that he can't talk, his voice would blow your mind, literally, is really cool. But I was never really Inhumans reader, so because of that, I don't have the nostalgia to really dive into this one. How about you?
So I'm more of the same. Not necessarily a group of characters that are in my wheelhouse, even being, you know, our resident Marvel guy. They're a little more of an obscure character for me, you know, whereas I stuck more to, you know, Avengers and, you know, X-Men and some more of the normal canon rather than getting out to some of the, you know, like the satellite stuff out on the outer rim. But they are interesting characters. If I stumbled upon it, I'd probably think about grabbing it just because it is a super cool 2-pack. But I don't think I would go exclusively hunting for this.
So next up on the list is going to be our section of the video where we talk about rumors. These are just speculation. None of this has been officially confirmed yet. The ones we talked about last episode, we did get a little more confirmation, just not concrete confirmation. As you can see on your screen, we have a grid of different pops with boxes that were shown at a Hot Topic Insiders meeting. These specific ones show that we talked about before is the It one, the movie moment one, that is super cool. We were excited, really hoping was a thing because that is amazing. And the more movie moments we get, the better, because it's a great idea. There's also a couple new ones on here, one of them being Powerline from the Goofy movie, which is amazing. Yeah. I would buy that in a heartbeat, and I want an entire line. I want to get Goofy, I want to get Max, I want to get Roxanne. I even want to get the Weasel. Pauly Shore's
Leaning
character.
Tower of Cheese.
I would get all of those. That's fantastic. I love that they're making Powerline. The movie got kind of a cult status after a while, as it should. It's an amazing movie. And I would love to pick all of these up. So I hope that there's more than just the one figure. I hope Powerline's just the beginning. But as you can see, there's quite a bit on screen there to take a look at. All rumors, but pretty exciting nonetheless. How about you? What were you excited about other than the It one?
Yeah, the It movie moment is the one that I'm really excited about. A few of these have already been confirmed here and there as far as things that we've talked about in previous episodes. Like we talked about Quail Man. That's one that I would really love to pick up. I was actually Quail Man for Halloween once, and my wife was Patty Mayonnaise, and
That's awesome.
It was like, I think it was our first couple's costume that we did. But I would definitely be super stoked to pick those up. I do have a few other Nicktoons in my collection, so they would be ones that would fit right in. But having that Powerline pop would just be choice.
Okay, so next we're going to move on to our hauls. This is, of course, where we tell you what we've picked up personally since the last episode. And let me tell you, we have made some purchases. So I will start by what I alluded to at the beginning of the episode. I did happen to get the Thanos on the throne. As you can see there, I did have to order it from another collector on poppriceguide.com, and I paid a pretty penny for it, but you know what? After seeing the movie, I had to have it. Thanos is by far, hands down, my favorite villain in all of comic books.
Jealous.
And that's saying a lot because I'm a huge DC guy. But Thanos is amazing. And them doing him justice in this movie, I had to own this piece. I also had an opportunity to complete a couple of my collections, one of which being my Monster Hunter collection. I am an enormous Monster Hunter fan, and I have been for years. And I was able to get the two monsters, Rathalos and Zenogre, where I had already gotten the hunter itself and the feline. So now I have that entire set. Sadly, it was only 4 figures. Hopefully we'll get more. I'd love to see like a big Devil Joe or something like that. That'd be really cool. But Rathalos is one of my favorite monsters in the game. I have a love-hate relationship with him. I had to hunt like 40 of them to get a ruby a couple games back. So he holds a place in my heart and my deepest rage. And then the other set I completed was Ready Player One. As you've seen in previous episodes, I've been trying to complete that set. I did finally complete that set, at least the common set. I am missing 2 more exclusives, which should not be hard to get. They are pretty common for exclusives. That set looks really cool, and I am very proud of it. And then last but not least, I picked up a Black Panther pop that I found. It's the one where he has the mask off. I did not have that one yet. I had the Killmonger one, but I hadn't found the Black Panther one. And I'm glad I was able to pick that up because that character is amazing. So what did you pick up? You got some really cool ones.
Yeah, so we've got a lot on my end as well. We had a friend that we've talked about in previous episodes who was giving up a large portion of their collection, so I managed to pick up a few more from him. I have a Carnage. He's one of my favorite Spider-Man villains. The sculpt is absolutely spectacular. I love how he's got the tongue sticking out and everything. Just a brutal villain, and he's one of my favorites from that series. And then we have The other two members of Team Free Will from Supernatural, Sam and Castiel, to go with the Dean that I showed off a couple weeks ago. The Castiel is actually a con exclusive. I don't remember which one, but it's a con exclusive. That was another one that I picked up from that friend. So I also picked up another Thanos. I have the regular standard one, but I also picked up the one that was the Walmart exclusive. I happened to stumble upon it because I was there for regular stuff. And it's him with the green energy coming out of the gauntlet. Super awesome. I saw it and I was like, that price point is awesome. I'm going to snatch that while I can. And the box was in super good condition too, so I was really stoked about it. And then the last one on the list is going to be, I believe it's another con exclusive, if I'm not mistaken. I know it's an exclusive to somewhere, but it's Ed from Shaun of the Dead. And it's an absolutely outstanding figure carrying the shovel. He's got the Got Wood shirt on. I'm going to be desperately looking for Shaun. I know he's expensive, but if I can find him, I will be really stoked because Edgar Wright is one of my favorite directors. Simon Pegg is one of my favorite actors. So it's like, it's just a match made in heaven for me. Gotta find that figure. I will find it eventually.
So go on your grail list.
Yep.
Everybody that's a real pop collector has a list of grails that they're after, and they're usually pretty expensive. I know I definitely do. My Freddy Funko Kylo Ren that I'm never going to be able to get, but top of my list. It's like $400. So I'm curious to know, did you pick up anything in the last week or so? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, are you excited about any of these announced figures? There's some really cool stuff in there. Even in the rumor section, there was some neat stuff. And I always like to know what everybody's excited about. We make assumptions, but let us know for sure. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We do a minimum of 4 videos a week, including movie reviews, Funko Pop news, and a bunch of gaming content. If you're interested in getting one of our t-shirts, the link is down in the description. And as always, we hope you'll follow us into the Vortex. We'll see you next time.